Hi, you guys. It's Yaz, and today I want to talk about one of the covert narcissists' biggest tactics. They use it all the time, only people don't recognize it. All right. We talk about, reactive abuse, how they cause you to react. They do something that may provoke you to cause you to react and then frame you and make you look like you're crazy. Covert narcissists also love the silent treatment. But one of the things that covert narcissists do all the time, and one of their tactics, is to lie by omission. Now, what does that mean? That means that the covert narcissist keeps secrets and doesn't tell you, and they feel entitled to not have to tell you. Plus, they love secrets. Understand, when you're dealing with a covert narcissist, they absolutely, positively love secrets. But one of the things that they also use against you is to lie by omission, not tell you certain things, all right? And then the way that they justify it later on is they'll say something like, well, I couldn't tell you because of the way you get, all right? Automatically, they're putting the shame on you that there's something wrong with you that prevents them or justifies them, rather, in not having to tell you certain things that they do. Like maybe they talk to people that you don't like them talking to, okay? Maybe they get together with other people and they don't tell you, all right? When they should tell you because you're their partner and they should be transparent with you and tell you, be open and honest about what they're doing in a relationship. Maybe they're gossiping about you behind your back and they feel that's okay. That, in a sense, is kind of lying to you because they're pretending everything's all right with you, and yet they're lying because they're not telling you what they're doing behind your back, gossiping about you to their parents who could be toxic, the toxic mother-in-law, the toxic father-in-law, the toxic sister-in-law. So they lie by omission, and covert narcissists are famous for this. They don't tell you certain things. They lie also by omission. Maybe they got a raise. They didn't tell you about it, okay? And then what they do is they gaslight you. They'll say something like, I didn't know I had to tell you that I got a raise. Or again, they may deflect the shame and say something like, well, you didn't ask me if I got a raise. So automatically, that is gaslighting. They are putting it on you. But what they're doing is they're lying by omitting certain things that they should admit to you. If they're supposed to be in an exclusive relationship with you, they're supposed to be committed to you, they should be open with you and honest with you. And they lie by omission because they're usually doing something that they should not be doing, all right? And that's why they lie by omission, because they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing. For instance, they could be in inbox, talking to other people. That, in a sense, is lying to you by omission because they're not telling you about it. And then when they say something to you like, I'm not doing anything, I'm just watching TV or something, they're lying by omission because they're not telling you what they're actually doing, and that's talking to other people, all right? So this is how narcissists are able to do sneaky things, the covert narcissist. And then they'll just gaslight it and make like, oh, it's no big deal. I wasn't doing anything. These are just friends. They're only a friend or something like that. Why are you getting like that? They're only a friend. Or see how you get. Now I know why I can't tell you, because see how you get? Well, if you're getting a certain way, it's because they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing, all right? The other way that they lie by omission is, for instance, they may plan a vacation, not tell you about the vacation, and then last minute tell you about the vacation. That is basically lying by omission, all right? The other way that they lie, they tell you last minute because then you can't change their trip. It's too late to cancel the trip, all right? I didn't think you'd want to know about it, or I didn't think it was important. This is what they say. I didn't think you'd want to know about it. I didn't think it was important, or I didn't think I had to check in with you, all right? Well, if you don't have anything to hide, why would you have a problem even bringing it up? Okay, that's your counter argument. Well, if it's not such a big deal, then why didn't you bring it up, right? So these are all the ways that they lie by omission. Another way they lie by omission is they tell you a story, and they tell you only part of the story. They don't tell you the whole story. This is how narcissists are able to manipulate other people and make you out to be the bad guy. Because what they do is they tell people certain things that you did, but they don't tell them the whole story about what they did. They only bring out the things that you did. Maybe you were yelling and screaming, all right? Maybe you were reacting a certain way. And also what narcissists typically like to do is they like to record you, or they like to show screenshots of you yelling at them, but they don't show the previous screenshots of how they baited you and provoked you and to make you react the way you did. So people are only seeing one side of the story, and that's because the covert narcissist is lying by omission. They're not telling the whole truth. They only tell part of the truth, and they make it look to their advantage. The media does this all the time with politics. They lie by omission. They show you part of a news clip. They don't show you the whole clip. They may show you people reacting and getting angry, but they don't show why those people are getting angry, all right? It's manipulation. They're lying by omission, by not telling the whole story, and by painting a picture of these people as lunatics, radicals, terrorists, whatever they want to do to make them look crazy, but they're not showing the whole story, okay? And this is how covert narcissists manipulate people. They lie by omission, all right? They lie by omission. Then they, like I said, they gaslight and they play stupid. Or what they do is they deflect the blame and they'll say something like, well, you never asked me about it. You never asked me about it. That is so typical of what a covert narcissist will do. They will say, you never asked me about it, so I didn't bring it up. Well, the counter argument to that is, no, rather, you didn't bring it up because you knew it was going to be a problem and you knew that you would have to take accountability. So instead, you kept your mouth shut and you did these sneaky things. It's like covert narcissists will get together with other people and they deliberately don't want to tell you. They love keeping you in the dark. They will get together with other people and then you'll find out about it later on. And then what they do is they downplay it and they try to make like, well, what are you making a big deal out of it? I didn't think you'd want to know about it anyway. I didn't think you'd want to go anyway. All right. This is all gaslighting, because if they're having to keep it in the dark, it's because they know that you would not be happy with what they're doing. So they keep everything in the dark. Whatever they do is lying by omission, by not telling you certain things, all right? And then they play it off like, oh, it's no big deal, or you should have asked me about it, okay? Right away, they're putting that shame on you and making it like, well, you should have asked in order to get the information. No, you shouldn't have to interrogate anybody, because if they're a loving person, a loving partner, a loving friend, a loving family member, they should want to include you in things. But instead, they isolate you and they don't tell you things. Why? Because they don't want you to be with maybe them. They don't want you to be around. They want to be with these other people. They want to build those alliances with these other people. They want to keep you out. They want to scapegoat you. They want to make it like you're a problem, all right? No, the problem is they don't want to take accountability and they don't want to have to face shame. And they know that they might have to do that by including you in certain things, or they're doing certain things that they shouldn't be doing, all right? And that's the truth of the matter. So this is one of their manipulation tactics, is to lie by omission, all right? Covert narcissists, they're underhanded people, okay? They're very underhanded people. And you'll know you're dealing with a covert narcissist because they keep secrets and they don't tell you everything, all right? And people will come back to me and they'll say something like, well, why do they have to tell you everything, right? Why do they have to report to you or tell you everything? Because the counter argument to that is because you're either supposed to be their loving partner, or if it's a family thing, you're supposed to be part of a family, right? So if you're including one person, you should include everybody who, quote unquote, you consider family, correct? Right? If you're supposed to be an exclusive partner and it's a romantic relationship, right? If they don't want you keeping secrets, then they shouldn't keep secrets. You got to look at it like this. Would they want you doing that? Would they like you getting together with other people behind your back? No, they wouldn't like that at all, okay? And that's what I mean with the narcissist. Everything is a double standard with them. They can go and do whatever they want to do and then gaslight you and make you the problem and scapegoat you. But if you ever did it to them, then you're disrespecting them. You see the hypocrisy in all of it. You see how these people, they have two sets of rules. They're double standards. All right, they can come and go and do whatever they want, talk to, meet with people behind your back, see people behind your back, all these kind of things. But if you ever did that, they'd have a problem with it, okay? Because you're dealing with a hypocrite. That's what you're dealing with two sets of rules. And one of the ways that they try to lie is by lying by omission. They feel that if they're not bringing it up, they didn't lie to you. It's not like they said they feel, it's not like they're sitting there and they're saying, oh, I'm not talking to other people or something like that. Instead, they just don't mention it to you. They don't mention it to you. And then you find out later on that they were talking to somebody or they did meet up with somebody. So they feel like, well, you never asked or something like that. That's lying by omission. Okay. That's lying by omission. They know that it's wrong. They don't bring it up. They're not blatantly coming out and speaking a lie, all right? But they're lying by not telling you something that technically, if they're supposed to be, committed to you or supposed to be part of your family, they should include you, all right? So this is how nasty they are and how crooked they are and how corrupt they are in doing what they do for their own sole purpose. They are not a loving person. They are not a caring person. And they certainly don't care about you. All right. Because if they did care about you, they would want to keep you in the loop. And the reason that they're not keeping you in the loop is because they know that you would have a problem with it, because 9 times out of 10, they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing. All right. That they know is wrong. Okay, understand this. Narcissists are not stupid in that way. They know when they're lying, even when they're lying by omission. They understand that they're lying and they're doing something that they shouldn't do. But they will do the dumb card, or they will blame you and say, well, you never asked. You never asked what I was doing, all right? And this is how they try to get out of it and get out, and get out of taking accountability. And then when you call them out on it, you know what they're going to do? They're going to stonewall you. They're going to hang up the phone, and they're going to go into a silent treatment and a no contact following that. Okay? Because you have called out the narcissist for their inappropriate behavior and their disrespect to you. And they can't handle it. So they're going to run. And then I'm losing my voice, you guys, because I've been preaching all day. And then they're going to smear you to everybody because they're afraid of exposure. They're afraid of what you're going to tell other people, because they don't ever want to be looked at as in the wrong because they're a narcissist. They feel because they're a narcissist, they're never wrong. You're the one who's wrong, okay? They didn't do anything wrong. And they feel like, well, why should I have to tell you anything anyway? Look at how you get. And they love to paint you out as being angry, being a disturbed person, having mental issues. No, there's nothing the fuck wrong with you. What's wrong is that covert narcissist played their cards to make you look like there's something wrong with you, when in fact they're doing something that they shouldn't do that is disrespectful to you. And that's it. Period. Dot. End of story. Okay? So, you guys, whoo, I'm on my preach. That's how covert narcissists use this sneaky tactic of lying by omission. All right? So I hope that helps you. If it does, hit the subscribe button, share the podcast. If you're looking for confidential one-on-one phone coaching, check out the link in the bio. I have limited time, you guys, because I'm working on a book and I'm working on something else too. So it's been really tight when it comes to time. So you have to book ahead. And then, if you need coaching, it's confidential phone coaching where you want to talk about somebody in your life that could be a narcissist. Maybe you don't know if they're a narcissist. You don't know what kind of narcissist. You don't know how to handle this person. You need clarity. You need advice. Check out that link in the bio. Also, check out my website check out my YouTube, rather, at the Game Exposed podcast with over 6,000 videos where I lay it all down for you. Check out TikTok at The Game Exposed and Instagram at The Game EXP123, and have a great day, you guys.